The XFL Gambling Podcast Week 6 preview and picks episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Networks presented by WinBet. WinBet's now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Massachusetts, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted same game parlays to live in-game odds, WinBet is what you need to win. Bet $100, get $100 at winbet.com or download the WinBet app and start winning today. State restrictions apply. We're also brought to you by the Sports Gambling Podcast Final Four Watch Party, which I'll be a part of this. Hopefully we get this guy. You're gonna, come on out April 1st, 7:30 p.m. SGP crew will be at the Ice House Comedy Club in Los Angeles. So come hang out with the crew. All the info at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/icehouse.
This is Jerry Glanville, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, brother.
It's not the XFL. Yes, it is. Do I not currently have a pulse? Yes, I do. Let's play football.
Welcome to the XFL Gambling Podcast Week 6 preview and picks episode. Look at this XFL gear I'm wearing. You should be watching this. YouTube.com. Check out the XFL Gambling Podcast and check out the merch store.sportsgamblingpodcast.com. Wearing the sweet XFL shirt. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, well, my name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
And you're nothing but a chameleon, lemon-headed, coward, terrorist pussy. And I'm after you, buddy. You're going to pay for it. Good night.
I've been 3-1 the past couple weeks. I want 4-0 this week. I want 4-0. All right. It's coming. I feel it. It's like I'm coming when I go to the gym. It's like I'm coming when I'm at home. Shout out to Arnold Schwarzenegger. Classic quote in Pumping Iron.
Pumping Iron.
Yeah. I am joined by my co-host. Give it up for host of the Bottom Line Bob's podcast, which just dropped an episode. Get on over there. Subscribe to this one. They call this guy the man in the box. All right. Give it up for CJ Sullivan, because he is the type of guy that
he's the kind of guy that would drink a gallon of gasoline so he could piss in your campfire. You could drop this guy off at the Arctic Circle wearing a pair of bikini underwear without his toothbrush, and tomorrow afternoon he's going to show up at your poolside with $1 million smile and a fistful of pesos.
CJ Sullivan. Yes. How you doing, buddy?
Great. Go, D. Thank you, DJ Spinning. Yep. Just did a show on the network. I like how you did say, if you want to know who it is, because someone in chat, besides J Mark, thank you for coming in the chat room there and watching the show. There's another guy who, underneath him, I don't know if you saw that chat there, J Mark, where he goes, now who the fuck is this guy now? It was literally comes into the show just to say that. Who the fuck is this guy? I'm the guy in the box talking pumping iron and XFL picks. Like we said earlier, my favorite part of pumping iron, the documentary with Arnold Schwarzenegger, is when he's in the prison yard, just flexing for inmates. Just showing off the delts, and the inmates are, smoking cigarettes. Look at that. You can see the real definition there. It's so bizarre, but it's the best.
Oh, man, that is gold. If you haven't seen that, go out and check out, or it's not like there's Blockbuster anymore. Go to the interwebs and watch Pumping Iron.
Stream it.
We are joined by third man in the booth, host of the Old Fashioned Football Podcast, which I see YouTube, you're going to be having its own feed, its own channel. It's got to be fantastic. Subscribe. They've already been dropping episodes left and right. So subscribe to the host or to the Old Fashioned Football Podcast. He is the host of this, and we call him Liquid Lunch. That's his nickname. Give it up for Justin Mark, aka J Mark. How you doing, J Mark?
I'm doing good. I got a question for you guys though. See if you can help me out here. So,
All right.
go get my hair cut this morning. We have a place called Scissors and Scotch. I don't know if you have that out there.
No,
but
amazing.
you go get your hair cut, and as part of the haircut, part of what you've paid, you get a drink. Now, I scheduled mine early. It was 10 o'clock in the morning. Haircut was done at 10:36.
All right.
It feels a little borderline alcoholic to have a drink that early in the morning, but I already paid for it, so I'm obligated, right?
No, absolutely. You
Yeah.
paid for it. Doesn't matter what the time is. You, if anything, you adjust your clock, and you go to bed tonight at 5 p.m., whatever. So it makes sense. It doesn't matter as long as that's a great system. As long as the barber is not having the scotch.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
true.
think-
Well, let me ask you this: do you follow that? So you had your scotch with your haircut. Is that bottom shelf? I'm curious. But also, then
Right.
when
That
you
too.
go to lunch, are you doubling up? Are you saying, you know what, honey, I'm going to take the lunch off, or are you definitely going to be number crunching at doing some work at 4 p.m. Definitely just completely blitzkrieg.
I don't know if this answers, but I got my drink
Oh,
for our pod.
Yeah,
I can't do the pod
That's-
without the drink. It's part of who
right.
I
You
am
have
now,
to do it
so,
with the beautiful rocks glass there, though.
Yeah.
What is that? We are curious. So what kind of scotch is the barbershop giving you there?
Well, I skipped the scotch. I'm not a big scotch fan. I went with a
the truth comes out.
I got an old fashioned, of course. I am
All right.
old fashioned football. With limousine rye. I was gonna go with bullet, but he goes, "Is there anything up there you haven't had?" I said, "I haven't had that limousine rye." And he goes, "Here, try it."
I haven't had
And so
coffee yet. It's 10 in the morning, but all right.
So he gave me a pour of the limousine rye. It wasn't bad, so I thought I'd go with that.
Couple
Also,
fingers.
shout out to the chat, Nick Fortune, FBI Tugboat, Judge Dredd. We're everybody checking in.
Yeah.
Shout out to FBI Tugboat, man. I know
Absolutely.
he tried to meet up with us in Vegas, but he was working some crazy hours. Shout out to FBI Tugboat. So here we are, week 6. I know we also, I was shocked by this news. If you follow the USFL, Victor Bolden, who is a star wide receiver, the MVP,
Yeah.
of the championship game, is signing with the XFL Renegades. What?
Yeah. I know.
Wow.
I was equally confused.
Okay.
To replace Kirkland?
No, the Renegades.
Oh, the Renegades.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like,
why would he come back for the Renegades?
this is terrible.
What
I mean,
is
does he
going on?
realize the offensive line is terrible? The offense is terrible. He's not going to make that
Jesus.
big of a difference. He has a chance to repeat and get another MVP in the Freedom Cup in the USFL championship. I mean, I was perplexed by this news.
Yeah.
J Mark, make it make sense.
It doesn't make sense. I mean, if he was going to DC or the Cedar, one of those teams that
Houston. That's what I
doing-
thought.
yeah,
When you said XFL, I'm like, oh, Houston's replacing Kirkland with it. That makes a lot of sense.
No, they're just like, Dallas calls him and he's like, "Yes, I should throw away my whole USFL career for a couple weeks on the shittiest offense in the league." I don't know what's happening. I don't know. I could not believe that news when I saw that. As a big alt football guy as I am, you know what I mean?
But I also know taking quick, bad temporary jobs when you're stuck from gambling on the weekend or something that comes up on a Monday. Let's see, is anyone hiring this week when I get a quick file, quick couple grand paycheck?
That might have been what it is.
You know
He's
what I
like,
mean?
damn it, I can't make it to
Right.
April fucking 15th.
I had a
Let
rough,
me just cash in.
had a rough weekend with the madness bets, and let's see if we can get ourselves a paycheck.
So that is the news. Any other news before we start handicapping these games in the Extreme Football League, J Mark?
Just that Orlando finally made a I guess good decision in stating that they will start Quentin Dormady.
Yeah.
Now, they didn't say he was going to play the whole game, so maybe he's just playing the first series, but he's starting at least. We've hopefully seen the last of Paxton Lynch.
Shocking. The whole thing. I'm glad they announced that but yet did not announce him coming back to the team and being exonerated for swapping out playbooks and selling them to opponents.
No press conference, no nothing.
No, nothing. He's just on the field in Vegas covering the spread.
Not even a fucking iTunes or an iTunes, a iPhone video.
Right.
Not even one of those iTunes videos.
That is
no.
That is hilarious. So when you do look for XFL highlights, I mean, yes, you can get a few on YouTube and the official XFL, but other than that, you're looking at someone's video camera of a laptop. Like the transition,
and they got to explain it. They're like, "Hi, I'm Quentin Dormady, number 14 on the Orlando Guardians, and I've been in the hotel here. They've told me I can't do the playbook. Yeah, something like that. But all right, well, yeah, we figured those things out.
He looked good.
He did look good.
Yeah.
It looked like they should have been starting him the whole year. They look like, I don't care with him looking that good. I don't care if he was giving away the playbook.
I know, right?
So he should have started him. Oh, he's giving away the playbook. Fuck it. We're still starting him. I see Paxton Lynch throw.
Do we think this was a headline thing? Like, well, we got a rival Pizzagate. What can we do?
Maybe that's an angle.
Maybe he just needed a week off, so they drew up a story.
Pizzagate was better though. I got to be honest.
Borrow some of their WWE writers to draw up a plot. I kind of like that.
Pizzagate was a little bit funnier.
Yeah, now that I think about it, it's kind of an implausible story. What plays is Terrell Buckley playbook anyway? We're going up. Would that be a hide item? I could probably buy that for 99 cents on Audible or something like that.
Left.
Yeah, I mean, watching her play. I probably could have guessed half of these. We don't got to meet at a diner out in Tallahassee.
Oh man. All right. Look, before we start picking games, I want to tell you that the XFL Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by WinBet. WinBet is now active in Massachusetts. Brand new to Massachusetts and a ton of other states. And be on the lookout for WinBet's Win Hour each Thursday from 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern time. During WinBet's Win Hour, marquee games of the week will have better odds on WinBet, giving you a larger payout opportunity. And March Madness is here, and there's so many ways to bet on college basketball and the big dance. Sign up today, receive a special offer, bet $100, get $100, limited to state availability. And of course, for our DGens only, if you hit the biggest long shot parlay of the week, you get $1,000 free credit. There's so much to choose from, and all you have to do is head over to winbet.com or download the WinBet app today. Offer subject to change, terms and conditions. WinBet.com is between $20 present day where WinBet is available. If you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. We're also brought to you by the SGP and Final Four. Yes, me. Pretty sure this guy. Haven't talked about it yet, but I'm pretty sure this guy's going to be there too. Are going to be hosting with Stack of the Money Green and Real Money Kramer from the Sports Gambling Podcast. We're going to be hosting a Final Four watch party at the historic Ice House Comedy Club in Pasadena, California. It is historic, CJ, because I've done a few sets there. I would imagine you have too.
Of course.
So that's where they made history, right?
And when I got on stage, that is definitely history in the books, and it's not happening again. So that's why it's historic.
It's very historic. Saturday, April 1st, 7:30 p.m. Come kick it with us. Get all the details. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/icehouse. We're also brought to you by the SGP Masters. Yes, looking to hang out with Stack of the Money Green and Ryan Real Money Kramer at Stadium Swim and watch the biggest golf tournament in the world. Well, you can win a 3-night stay at Circa Las Vegas to hang out with the guys. The contest is completely free to enter. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/golf party. And if you don't win the contest, you can still get a discount on the room. Just use the promo code SGP15. Circa's incredible. You got to do it. Get on over there.
Might see Derek Stevens, the owner of the casino. He likes to hang out with those guys. He just gave Sean Green a lot of credit.
Me too.
I was with bring the boys credit. I love it. You want it? Why not? How else are you going to chase your losses? Ship it then. Yes.
There we go. Let's get out there. Circa Las Vegas.
Put it on the finger.
Not even that far from Cashman Field.
Right.
Knock out 2 birds, 1 stone.
The scissor lift booth where the announcers go and Notre Dame interns
you might be able to watch the game from Stadium Swim, like looking over.
Probably better seat. Definitely a better seat than that scissor lift thing where they prop those announcers up.
All right, folks. I mean, look, I know we just touched base on an ad for March Madness just a minute ago. The XFL ratings this past week, fucking awful.
Yeah, tough weekend for him.
But they had to know this, right?
Well, I mean, Thursday going up against Thursday was just ridiculous.
That's just
to put in
people just watch 12 hours of basketball.
Yeah, that was insane. The Friday, I mean, I don't know, maybe do a Friday.
They should have did
there.
a Monday night game.
Yeah, this would have been a perfect week to do the Monday nighter.
Yes. Well, next week works too.
Go up against the Lady Brackets.
I would do a doubleheader on Monday nights. I don't know. I mean, I know they're not in no position to call all the shots.
It's
but
tough.
J Mark, what do you think of my assessment or my statement?
Yeah, it makes me nervous a little bit, these ratings, because that's what they're relying on. And everybody keeps, I mean, everybody in the organization anyways keeps saying, oh, we're doing great. We're so happy with the turnouts and the numbers, and they can't be happy. I don't feel like. I mean, they had to have expected more or wanted more. I mean, it's year one. We are getting to week 6, which is historic in spring football and XFL. Obviously, that's when it shut down before. So I don't know. You would hope to see some better numbers, but yeah, the scheduling was bad. But again, we like we talked about, I guess it was a take what you can get maybe for the network.
Absolutely. And I think maybe let's just draw that up to the opening weekend of March Madness. We'll see how the Monday night. It's a big game on Monday night too that should draw eyes. Obviously, Houston and DC. As far as the
I just think, I mean, and I know they can't call all the shots, but I would imagine you could say, hey, you know, if you're trying to make this, you know, if ESPN's getting down on this, Disney, whatever, let's try to be a little more creative on the time slots. Am I crazy?
That is, but like you said, it's all leverage, and they have. Like I said, it's like booking an indie band. Like they're in Buffalo one night and Toledo the next. Get in the van. You're gonna take it what we give you, you know, and that's just like the way it was. And although I mean, and then the Sunday nighter last week, they kind of like realized trying to be after the tournament, but it was still you're dealing with the Sunday night prime time.
Yeah, selection.
Yeah,
selection
Sunday
and
the games and the best of us.
They just put those on Mondays. There was no games that Monday either.
Right.
That was the one college basketball day they didn't have games.
I know it was completely blank.
Yeah, FBI Tugboat saying, can we get more Thursday and Friday games even? Yeah, I mean, I think it's smarter to get creative and adjust around those
Friday
times.
for sure. Friday, why not go after that high school football Friday feel, you know? Just Canadian Football League, the way they do it.
There we go. Shout out to Daquan the Great. It says database in full effect all season long. You better believe it, brother. I appreciate you coming in here. All right, let's start picking games. All right, let's get a little music going.
X marks the spot. X marks the crossroads.
So this week, 2 games on Saturday, 1 game Sunday, and our first ever Monday night football game. Monday night football is back. But Saturday, 10 a.m. here on the West, the Seattle Sea Dragons head to Orlando to take on the Guardians. This line's crept up since I was covering this on Hoops Peterson.
Yeah.
I am seeing the Sea Dragons laying 9.5 points.
That's a lot.
That's a lot, but man, Orlando's pass defense has been total ass.
We all know that.
But Quentin Dormandy, he looked good. I'm taking the points with the Guardians.
Woo!
Taking the points with the Guardians. Oh, am I crazy?
You're
not crazy?
You're not crazy. I'm liking Dormandy back there, Orlando. 9.5 is the official full extent one score, more than one score game as you can get there. You know what I mean? And it's a lot. And they did look better, but of course they look better versus Vegas, which is the other sieve of a defense in the XFL. And I will say this: I don't think Seattle's defense is as good as they've been the last 2 weeks. You know, it's kind of misnomer. They had those home games, couple block.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been locked down. And as J Mark said, if they're like that, then the league is in real trouble. So I think down in Orlando, I think they'll ease up a bit. I think Dormandy will come from behind, but the problem is their pass defense is so bad.
I got to be honest.
And now they're going to. I'm shocked you go. I get it because
I was all over Seattle when it was early, when it was a lighter number. At what point would you take?
I was
Orlando?
I was on Seattle at 8.5, 9, and Orlando. This is the buy point when you get to around 9.5. You would have to get a little over it. I need double digits for Orlando, just because the offense has been bad for the last couple of weeks for Seattle. If this is not a great, let me. This is my analysis here. Danuch. here on the whiteboard here. I mean, this is a Danucci. And I know everybody eats with the Danucci. Danucci. And everyone knows that, everyone eats with Danucci, offense and defense. Everyone scores. But this is where the Danucci gets right. Go down to Orlando. It's like Goodfellas, go down there, go to the Tampa Bay. You go with Henry for a couple of days, relax, get away from this, throw a guy over in the tiger cage or something, whatever you got to do. And Danucci's going to get right. And they're just going. I mean, they're just not going to be stopped. That's the problem. So I definitely like the over in this game. What was it? 42.5 now?
Backdoor cover.
Backdoor cover for Orlando.
Final couple minutes.
I know. You're right. Then it's just tough. It's tough when you've got Terrell Buckley there, who no one's listening to. You hear them when they're mic'd up. They're into linemen in the huddle. They're calling different plays at each other. Yeah. No one's agreeing with each other. They're telling them to shut up. I do like how they have Dormady out there, but Paxton. We can't get away from Paxton Lynch. He's going to be in there, no matter what. It's
true. Can't watch the spring game without Paxton Lynch somehow making an appearance.
But the Nooch down in Florida, it's a get right. They're going to light it up.
94 degrees and sunny. It's going to be a little hot. A little hot. I don't know if
Italians in Florida, 94. Get the Speedos and the cocoa oil out, baby. The baby oil. They're going to be roasting.
J Mark, am I an idiot for taking the Sea Dragons plus the points?
I mean, I love you, man, but yes, you are.
Sorry. Yep. Guardians plus the points. Yeah. I can't
Guardians.
talk.
I knew what you meant.
Yes.
That you kind of shocked me there. You threw me. I know Dormany's starting. I know he looked better, but this Orlando defense is getting worse. They've averaged allowing 226 passing yards a game, but the last 285. And now they're playing a similar offense to Houston's offense, right? These are similar offenses, even though you've made the point that Seattle's is better all year. Houston has beat Orlando already 33-12 and 44-16.
They weren't storming Dormandy Beach though. All right. And Dormandy Beach is going to be rolling. All right.
I agree with CJ here. It's got to be double-digit points before I can think about taking Orlando. I think Seattle wins by a lot here. Even if Dormady hasn't performing better, let's do 44-30. You still got 14 points.
Yeah.
And so I'm all over the Sea Dragons.
And if you want to get the motivation as well, which I don't get too much into the XFL, but Orlando just had their game where they knew like this is our chance to get a win versus Vegas. The winless teams, Vegas and Orlando playing.
They've been a covering machine lately.
They've been couple. Machine is a strong word, but they got a couple covers. They stuck a couple
covers, baby.
Couple covers
Let's
in there.
go.
And Seattle's been off since Thursday. Who knows how long that's been? 9-10 days. And they're in a playoff hunt where they need to win.
I'm on board with Kitch. Dormandy covered the spread, winning us dollars. Consider him pardoned. All right.
Storming to Normandy.
The over-under's at 42.5.
I can get behind a good nickname. I'll give you that. That's the only thing you got going for you right now.
42.5 is the over-under. I think they're going to try to storm Dormandy Beach. Ain't going to happen. All right? Ain't going to happen, CJ. And also, this is like the farthest trip from Seattle to Orlando. I know they're in their hub.
Right.
But this is a far fucking trip.
Still all right? Trip. But it's a trip they've been planning. As I said, it's the Florida Orlando vacation for the Italians. They look forward to this all year. You kidding me? Cousins are coming down.
It's true.
Uncles are coming out. They won't take care of Pop. Till we get him in the show. Trust me, they're going to be there they've been there since Wednesday.
J Mark, what are you doing on the totals here?
Yeah, definitely over. Also, just side note, looks like the chat is with the Sea Dragons. FBI Tugboat thinking about buying 8.5, 7.5. Nick Fortune, let's go Seattle.
Fucking side. Everyone is going to be on Seattle. Sure. I cannot wait to laugh in your faces. You know what I mean?
I will say I did get him earlier at 8, at an even 9, I believe. But still,
of all hills to stand on, you stand on the Guardians.
Amazing.
Dormandy Beach, baby.
Yeah, right? He's getting cocky with his power ranking victory from a week before, so now he's just going for any outlandish pick.
Say what you want about Terrell Buckley, but this offense can put up numbers. All right, They just can't win games. They can put up numbers. When you put up numbers, you put up covers. All right, let's go.
I love it.
Let's go, Guardians. I'll see you at the finish line. Yeah, Nick Fortune. There we go. Saturday, the next game.
Right.
St. Louis Battlehawks hit the road to Vegas Cashman Field. Who's on the scissor lift?
Who's on the scissor lift in the lights in the LV Light Field Club AAA? Get up there and film practice. I don't care if it's a hailstorm. You're dying.
The Vegas Vipers are catching 3. Over under sitting at 44.5.
Wow.
Plus 135 on the money line. By the way, the Guardians are plus 320 on the money line. So I mean, hey, but this one, St. Louis, Vegas. I'm all over Vegas.
I'm all over Vegas.
I'm taking Vegas on the money line.
I had this when it opened up at 4. This thing dropped down to 3 because I think they're
the better team.
I mean, they're definitely the team going the wrong direction.
Did you see the Battlehawks run defense?
I know. That's what I'm saying. St. Louis is going in the wrong direction, and Vegas is on their way up.
Hey,
this
Vegas,
is the wrong play, wrong team, wrong time. Alabama basketball.
This is just an idea. Give me a phone call, Rod Woodson, because I understand. You once played for Bill Cowher. I think he was part of that Ravens 2000 team.
Mm-hmm.
If not, he came on the Ravens a couple years after. They knew that Trent Dilfer wasn't good, and they just ran the hell out of the ball. Now I know Luis Perez is good, but the Battlehawks run defense is pathetic. Please run the fucking ball, Vegas. All right, run the ball. I'm all over Vegas plus 3. I'm taking the plus 135.
Yeah, I like the money line. Vegas,
what are you doing? Over under on 44.5. I gotta lean under.
I think it's over. Vegas overs until further notice. I think their defense is bad, and I think Perez is locked in. I think that offense looks good. He's actually finally using his NFL receivers.
Can Tony Meatball score though?
Tony Meatball can score. And AJ versus Vegas, you can score. I mean, if Orlando's throwing up 32 points,
you sold me on this. Then okay, I'll take the fucking over.
So I don't want to besmirch J Mark's Battlehawks too much. I mean, they can bounce back.
He's still believing in BattleBots.
I mean, they're competent. Right? They're BattleBots. Absolutely.
Whiskey Lunch. What are you doing in this one?
So Vipers have one good game against the worst team, and now we're jumping on them.
And now they play the second worst team.
No one in this league has given up over 7 yards a carry per game. All right.
The Vegas defense is too bad for me to side with them. Allowed 303 passing yards to Orlando. They're averaging 142.8 rushing yards a game, allowing that. This is going to be a Brian Hill game, where Brian Hill has over 100 yards and AJ McCarron gets it done. He just can't beat DC, but he can win other games in fashion. I'm on the Battlehawks here with the 3. I think they win by 7.
You got a good number. That's for sure.
John McClain over here. just won't change. Those first 2 wins were all gimmicks.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
They're the battle luck boxes, if you will. I mean, although he did make a good point. It was DC, the best team in the league, did run.
But they gave a clear blueprint to the rest of the league. Stop throwing the ball and you play this team because they can't stop anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they held Abram Smith to 58 yards the first time they played him. I think it was just a fluky game where they played like shit. I don't think it's going to happen again.
Dude, the first game of the season, they played San Antonio. San Antonio ran down their fucking throat.
Yeah, and the week before that DC game, they gave up.
That's when Jack Cohn was playing competent, but
competent Cohn.
I'm just saying, I can't back a team that gives up over 7 yards a carry. What about over under, J Mark?
I like the over as well. I mean, I think St. Louis will be able to score, and like you said, the Vipers, they are moving the ball well. So I think both teams are going to put up points.
Yeah, I like the over. Is I gave it out on the mothership main ship show. I gave out the over on this, which was 43 at the time as my play of the slate. I think until further notice, you take Vegas overs, not just because they're a bad defense, but Perez is just locked in. I mean, he is just, I know granted they played Orlando, but that DC game, he looked amazing in that game. He since Hundley got paid to be the highest paid clipboard holder since the man in the box. Then I mean, him and Dormady. I joked a bit about the Slack, but him and Dormady are about to run this league quarterback wise. They're going to be putting up stats because they're always going to be needing points, and they're going to get them. He's throwing tight windows.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the next game. But before we do that, I want to tell you that the XFL Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy is heating up for March Madness, and College Pick'em is a great way to get in on the action, especially if your bracket's busted like me. I had Arizona going deep, gone. Burn that bracket down. But look, there's always a second option, and Underdog Fantasy is a perfect second option. And another thing is they have your favorite college basketball player props, which are great. A lot of states don't offer player props because we're legalized gambling, so there's always a way around it. All right. Plus, they have XFL, so hop in there. Head over to underdogfantasy.com. Use the promo code SGPN for 100% deposit bonus up to $100. That's underdogfantasy.com. Promo code SGPN. All right. Here we go. So this game we just saw.
I know.
And it was a shitty game.
I can't believe they didn't cancel this. I can't believe this got renewed for another season. This
we
game.
Sure we want to. We sure we want to put this on television.
I mean,
are we sure we want to put this on television? San Antonio, the Brahmas. At least this one's outdoors. It'll look more like football. By the way, should we do a Vegas weather check for Saturday? Let me just do a quick.
Yeah, check Vegas. See how the scissor lift's going to do. What's the scissor lift situation in Vegas Saturday night?
High of 58 Saturday.
Ooh,
So
that sounds windy. It was windy last week when we were there. I'll tell you that.
It was. And then for this game in Arlington, high of 78. Texas getting some nice weather. San Antonio Brahmas at the Arlington Renegades. Renegades somehow keep winning. This is a great story. I need a 30 for 30 on how Stoops. They're going to extend Stoops after this, aren't they? Renegades are laying 3
after they inform him that he's actually coaching the team. He has no idea. He's just like, what are you talking about? Out there.
I thought I was here for the Red River rivalry, the Red River shootout, I should say.
Yes.
The over/under's at 33. The Brahmas are plus 140 on the money line. Hard to beat a team twice in a row. That's what they say.
Unless that team is the San Antonio Brahmas. That's very, very easy to do. That's how that saying goes. Unless Jack Code is the quarterback.
Vic Bolden, will he be ready? Will he be ready for him and Slaughter to go off? Is there a chance? Is Slaughter starting? Do we think he's starting? I mean, I guess they won.
Right.
But it's not like he looked good.
No.
But I guess
Stoops did defend him though at halftime. I don't know if you heard that. They were like, why do you still have Slaughter in there? Is basically what they asked him. And he's like, he's made some good plays. There was that long throw that he missed by just a little bit and some miscommunications, but he's played well. So, but I thought it was funny. The announcer basically said, why is he still in the game? Like, explain it to me.
Right.
You know what?
I mean, you are watching, right? We're all watching this. I mean, I just want to make sure. I don't know. I can tell. Hey, I get it. March Madness going on. You might be checking your brackets, but yeah, Coach, this is not good.
So wait, let me get this straight here. They won by 2 at the Alamo Dome, but no one was at the Alamo Dome.
Mm-hmm.
So now we go to outdoor football. No one's going to be at this game because for some reason I thought Texas was about football. They used to be with the AAF in 2019, but no one shows up to these fucking games. I'm buying into the Brahmas plus 3.
Mm-hmm.
A 2-point game a week ago.
I know.
And you made the mistake of being on the wrong side.
That is true.
Right.
I'm doing it good. It's hard to beat a team twice. You sit there, you watch the film. The motivational side is all on the Brahmas. Jack Cohn, he's listening to us. He says they think I can't throw fucking 6 yards deep. All right. I'm gonna get these XFL gambling podcast people to shut their mouths. I'm gonna throw that 6 yard slant. All right. I'm gonna push it down the field. Give me the Brahmas plus 3. Sprinkle that plus 140 money line. Arlington sucks. That's the biggest joke in the league as far as their record. I'm on the over too.
Wow. The over 33.
Just 22 points last week. We're gonna get a block punt.
It was a struggle to get to that 22 points. So that wasn't thing that was like holding them back. That was a last second Arlington touchdown to get it to 12-10. To make that game.
What are you doing here?
Well, let me go to the whiteboard here. I like to first erase
YouTube.com XFL Gambling Podcast.
Erase the news article. Yeah. And then That's why I like the whiteboard. Well, no, but I got the backup clipboard now, but it was taken at
Burbank Airport. Took his clipboard.
But so I brought the whiteboard. You can do this now. You spit it out there. All right, get around. You draw something up. You tell them to execute it.
Yeah.
You just do the analysis. Cone is terrible. So you just put something like that in there. Jack Cone's terrible. All right, now get out there. Make it happen. And I'm going to say, I don't see what changes. Jack Cone is still Jack Cone.
That's why they took your clipboard.
Yeah.
Is they probably saw, they looked at your clipboard and they said, they saw Jack Cone is terrible, and they thought, hey, this guy's a flight risk.
They took my clipboard because they didn't think it was a weapon. They know a man with a clipboard can get other people to do their bidding. You know what I mean? Like he's coordinating something. Because she had a clipboard too. She's like, well, only one of us can have a clipboard. I think it's fine. So Jack Cone's terrible. I don't see how anything changes.
Yeah.
Let's go, Arlington.
Yeah. So he's going with the Renegades. J Mark, you're one of these guys that believes in Slaughter Sundays.
I think less, but
yeah. What are you doing here? And then I'm gonna. What are you guys doing? You're doing the under, CJ, or are you going the over?
That's. Do I really need to put a side on that? Can I? Yeah, I mean, at 33, I mean, you might just have to, just because it's. That's not even a play on either team to get over 33. That's a play on the league and its rules to somehow get 34 points scored, because who knows with the conversions they get to keep the ball around. They might make up some kind of rule. We'll give you 5. That's a 5-pointer.
They're probably disappointed in last week's
right.
And they're
Something's
like, hey,
happen.
Start throwing flags in the seventh skin. All right, start doing something to move the ball down the fucking field.
I will say, I can definitely see the Brahmas win this game too. By the way, I'm not obviously not confident.
Pay attention to my power rankings, all right? Okay. Revenge is on the mind. Liquid Lunch, what are we doing here?
Yeah, so I am losing some confidence in Slaughter. Vic Bolden is interesting that they got him to sign there from
is he going to block for him? Is he going to block for them? Because I think it's not going to matter.
Here's where I think he does make a difference. He's an electric kick returner and punt returner.
Yeah, he is.
And San Antonio has to punt the ball a lot. So I think that's where he makes his difference. I think he gives them better field position so they don't have to go as far, and maybe Slaughter sucks less that way. You only have to go 50 yards this time, Slaughter, and he takes breath and is better. I'm riding with Arlington again. 3 points. I know they only won by 2, but Cone is terrible. I think part of the reason San Antonio kept in that game was when Sinnott was in there. He was moving the ball a little more efficiently anyways. This is a fade of Jack Cone, fade of the Brahmas in general.
And Sinnott's hurt, right? Sinnott's hurt. He's not coming back. He's not coming back.
No, he doesn't want to come back.
No, why would he want to come back to this mess? And sadly, they're battling for a playoff spot, these two.
Oh, they're alive. Look, how many kick returns or punt returns have we had in this league so far?
0.
Yep. And that is my point on why the XFL kickoff is not as good as the USFL kickoff.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
It's basically just a running play for 2 yards. All right. And it's also not for the safety nuts. It's not safer if you're running the ball for 2 yards. Just saying.
It's a good point.
Just saying.
No, I agree. There's no chance.
How many? I saw like fucking 5 XFL kick returns last year. Probably more.
Right.
Turpin, I feel like alone had 5. Bolden had some. The kid for the Stars had some that played for the Lions. Alexander.
Yes.
Yeah. Maurice Alexander. Yeah. At that playoff weekend, which is just one day for the USFL, and they have the 2 games. There were 2 kick or punt returns that weekend because I was there, and it's like, this is amazing getting to see this, get to see a pick 6, like all that stuff, so that really stuck out.
It's great to have a real special teams as an element and a real return like that. I also think the Michigan Panthers had one that might have went like 90 yards to the 5-yard line or something, but anyway, just go back to the normal kickoff. Thank you, XFL. Anyway, let's go to Monday night because I am excited. Game of the night, Monday night. I know the ratings are going to be good on this. All right, I'm making my prediction here. We're going back to 1 million ratings. No more of this 200,000 stuff. All right. And I expect there actually will be people in the crowd because DC is a football town. All right. Sorry, Texas. You can't own this title anymore that you're like football. No one shows up to these fucking games. All right. DC, St. Louis, they're football towns. The Roughnecks, who some think we're the best team in the league, are heading into Aldi Field. What is the DC weather situation?
They won the Reddit championship. That's for sure. The Houston Roughnecks.
They are heading into luckily they're not playing this weekend because it's raining all weekend for the people that say, I don't like rain games. I love rain games personally. Monday, 60 degrees, high of 60.
Wow. Buzzard Point will be dry and warm.
It'll be cloudy. It'll be a little cloudy though. But the Houston Roughnecks are traveling to take on the DC Defenders. The Defenders are laying 2.5. The over-under's at 42. The Roughnecks are a plus 125 dog. Get this garbage out of here. So let me get this straight. Greg Williams.
Why are they insulting you?
Yes, this is insulting. 7 yards of rush in your little fucking battle dome or whatever the hell you're calling that. All right. Not at all. You know, I don't even think they were trailing that game. Were they?
Pillar to post.
No. And now you got this other little finesse team with Brandon Long John Silvers coming in. All right. Come on. You can't have a 99-cent quarterback like this against a Greg. I almost said Greg Edwards. Who am I thinking of?
Greg Williams.
Greg Williams. Yes. Greg Williams. My guy, awesome defensive coordinator. I think he's going to tune them up. And I also think you're seeing the evolution of the run game be more and more of an impact with the DC Defenders. DC's going to handle the Roughnecks. It's been a fun little story down there in the South. All right. Mike Leach offense. It's cool. I love Coach Leach, good friend of ours. Rest in peace. But it ain't gonna fly in DC. All right. It's cookie cutter bullshit. Look, there's a reason why the Georgia Bulldogs won the national championship in college football. You know why? Because they could run the rock. All right. Teams, everyone's doing this crazy bananas offense. Trips left, trips right, CJ.
The crazy bananas Brandon Silver's offense.
the real best team in the league is the one that's going to line up and shove it down your fucking throat. Yeah. All right. And that is the DC Defenders. Lay the 2.5 all day, lock it up, and I'll play the over. The over. I think you'll see Long John Silvers get a couple garbage scores late.
All right. I mean, the over is a tough one. That's a what?
Actually,
that's at 43.
The more I think about it, I think we go under. I think we go under.
I like that. Switch it around. No, I like the under as well. It was at 43. It was a 43 and a half.
42 right now.
42. See,
doesn't matter.
It opened at 43 and a half. It doesn't matter. I think
the way they run the ball. I know everyone's been praising the Roughnecks defensive line all year. Pass rush. Yeah. You know how you neutralize a great pass rush? You run it right down the fucking throats, and it's gonna happen. I'm excited. Lemon party, beer snake going on in DC.
The atmosphere is gonna be great. Monday night beer snake, lemon party,
momentum. Oh, I mean,
it's gonna be pretty.
Long John Silvers doesn't stand a chance.
It's gonna be wild there. Although I will say,
they got Kirkland's out for the year.
Yeah, Kirkland is out for the year. So they'll replace him. Although I'm liking that Travell Harris will be stepping up in his this little DFS preview for you. But 2.5 is always a weird number, you know. The NFL, that's an auto bet for you. Like it's a gambler's number, like especially in the XFL. So the 2.5 I kind of like, and you're kind of getting a little value with Houston, depending on how you look at Houston. If you look at them how you look at them, then no. It's absolutely valuable.
Just a little bit of a gimmick. Little bit of a gimmick. Life in the South.
But this was a team pounding squads by
Southern
20, 30 points. Southern teams, and they had their first slip up of the year. It was a short week Thursday at the Danuch with the June Jones revenge game.
What happened when Stonewall Jackson tried to take on the North?
He was victorious, right? According to some of the according to some of the people I've talked to down south, they don't know what the hell you're talking about. So
fair, right?
Some of the flags I've seen, apparently they won that thing. What's the problem? Wrap it up.
No, the North.
I hear you saying. I know what you're saying, but for some reason, and I love DC. I don't have to keep proclaiming that every week. I have them begin the season, pro season, 750 future, even though they picked them last. I love what's going on there. They're better than I expected.
Tell me you're taking the Roughnecks.
They're better than I expected. That's for sure. I love both
you're
defenses.
You're dancing around this a lot, buddy.
I love both defenses. And if you get behind in these games, like they did get behind in the Seattle game, that opener, but they had to have like a pick 6 to bring them back. But that was Danucci. That was Danucci helping them out.
Is this John Travolta over here? Grease fucking lightning over here dancing around. All right.
Give me a bounce back spot. Give me Houston plus 2.5.
I can't wait for Monday night. I can't wait.
I can't either. It's gonna be a great game.
This guy, J Mark, please tell me that you're wise enough. I know you've had a few cocktails over there during your haircut.
Morning haircut drinks, old fashions. I want my drink and my haircut old fashioned, please.
Do they just start making it when they see you getting out of the car?
Part of
they just start whipping it up.
Well, they give you. They're like, "Do you want it before your haircut or after?" And I'm there at 9:45. It's like, give me at least 45 minutes before I'm drinking.
Yeah. All right.
I say load it up right there. I don't give a shit if there's hair in my cocktail.
Part it down the middle and muddle it to the back.
That's hilarious. What are you doing? What are you doing here, buddy?
So I know CJ just made our friend of the show, Coach Kovo, happy. Because he also he was speaking with me about this game. He thinks it's going to be a bounce back spot. Nick Fortune saying bet the house on DC. Listen, the past 2 weeks I have gone 3-1 in my picks. The one that I have lost each week is fading DC. I can't do it anymore until they lose a game.
I know.
Yep, I have seen enough. I can't do it. Give me DC.
I get it too. I get it too.
I think they are the better team.
You said it's Coach Kovo. Is that the correct title?
Yeah. Yep.
Coach Kovo, we appreciate you.
Love Coach Kovo.
You're welcome to come on the show even, right? But if you're a coach and you see over 7 yards of carry a week ago, you're going to fade that? I don't know. I don't know, Coach.
Wade Phillips.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
But
Coach.
also, are you going to fade Wade Parade? I mean, I love Parade.
Wade Phillips.
Parade Phillips waving. Doesn't even realize he's down there.
No idea. It's like... Come on, it's like he's in a fucking hot air balloon. You know what I mean? Like,
that would be amazing if he could hover in a hot air balloon, and you get to throw lemons at it, see if you can knock it down. That'd be.
I know you say Stoops doesn't know he's coaching. I would argue Phillips like, what's going on?
All right, now Stoops knows he's coaching, but he's watching it as a spectator.
Yeah,
Phillips is just there for the parade. Yeah. Going around, and they bring him around.
Oh gosh, J Mark, what are you doing on the total?
I know you flipped on it, but I like the over still. I think Houston does stick in this game a little bit, and I don't think there's any stopping DC's offense right now. So I like the over. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game.
Okay,
Fair
enough. I think Houston's defense, though, too. I mean, like I know people talk about their D line and the pass rush. I think they might create problems for Tom Allen if they have to throw the ball. And that might be a situation where they might have to. Eventually, they're going to have to throw the ball.
Greg Williams is going to have. Dude, Silvers is starting to look a little shaky.
I did say with the bounties that Greg Williams is famous for in the XFL, they need to cash those bounties. Yeah, they need some grocery money. And
Long
they will
John Silvers, fucking everyone's going there after the game. All right. Lemon party at Long John Silver's.
Love it.
Let's go, defenders. Shout out to Daquan. Says DC run game and D line's too much to handle. We agree.
Right.
And folks, remember, hop in the chat. All right. If you're listening to this on the podcast, make sure you realize when we're doing this thing. This is normally Wednesdays, 1:00.
Yeah, 1:00 left
Pacific.
coast.
Yeah, there you go. So please, and come over, subscribe, youtube.com, or just go there, type in XFL Gambling Podcast. And you will see us. So subscribe. Also, make sure you're subscribed right now. Make sure you're subscribed on Spotify or iTunes or whatever you use as your podcast platform. Time for the DFS segment here.
Yes.
Can I play any music that will not get me sued? Let me see. Just for this transition here, I feel like this is always a golden one that I feel like does not get me sued, and that is Tecmo Super Bowl. Let's go. DFS style. Yes. I made the mistake of not rostering Abram Smith last week. That will never happen again. It just can't happen again, right, guys? I mean, there's no way you can't have this guy on your team, right?
He's amazing. That was amazing. That was enjoyable to watch.
I don't care that he's going up against Wade Phillips, been a defensive coordinator since World War II. I don't give a shit. All right. Guys, how do you feel about your DFS lineups? J Mark, did you win any money last week?
No, I bit the bullet this time. This was the first week I didn't win money. I'm apparently on fade. So go ahead and fade my picks if you feel like, even though I feel like I'm going to bounce back this week.
Ooh.
CJ's heating up though.
Heating up in the DFS.
I'm taking notice.
All right.
I'm taking
had a
notice.
$50 winner last week, and I had one Tolbert dead receiver there in the late game. Cost me from a really big number. I was 20 points off of like the big number of whatever it was, 5K, 6K, whatever. But still, top 100 out of 5,000 last week.
Hey,
we'll take
flex.
We'll take it.
Flex.
And it was mainly because of Abram Smith and my Vegas passing attack stack against Orlando. And that's a lot of the strategy I'm going with this week. And should we start off with our lineups already?
Yes, let's fire away. Who are you going with at the quarterback spot?
Yeah, I want to keep fading that Orlando pass defense, even though he's the most expensive player this week. Like we talked about it. It's a bounce back for the Danucci down in Florida. The Italians down in Florida. That's where he needs to get right. Go down there with Henry. Go to Tampa for a couple days. Get yourself right. Go to the zoo. Take care of that situation down there. Even though it's 11-5, I mean, the Orlando defense giving up over 30 points to a quarterback each and every week. You got to go Danucci. You're spending money. Couple cheap alternatives if you want. Stormy Dormady is half that price at 6,000. Is not bad. But just in case Seattle's defense is that defense, just be safe and sure with Danucci 11-5. He won't miss.
But here's the thing. Like, I have Danucci too.
Yeah.
And I think you just talked me into Storm and Dormandy Beach because
6K is pretty great.
Well, I just feel like everyone's going to have Danucci.
Yeah.
You want to be able to separate.
Yes.
So I'm going Dormandy Beach.
I like it. I'll definitely have a lineup of Dormandy Beach in there.
J Mark, what are you doing at the quarterback spot?
Yeah. So I have a different lineup that is Battlehawk heavy, but I feel better about this one, so I'm giving this one out.
All right.
And that's just more of a fade of Vegas. I think they're going to be able to
nothing wrong with Battlehawk heavy. Absolutely.
But yeah, I'm fading Orlando's defense as well. I've got Danucci as well.
Mm-hmm.
He's expensive, but I think he's worth it. I know he turns the ball over, but he also is one of the more successful quarterbacks in the league. Yeah. And that offense is good. And I think they're going to be able to move the ball very well and put up a lot of points.
And they've struggled the last couple. They need to get one in this week.
Yeah.
My running back can't not roster this guy. He's the best player in the league. Abram Smith, 9,400. I mean, if you don't have him on your roster, somebody tell me what the hell you're doing playing DFS. All right. All time leading XFL in-game rusher. As far as I know, might have to go back to 2000 and double check those, at least in the 2.0 and 3.0 editions. What are you doing here, buddy?
I'm not going Abram Smith. I had him last week. No need to chase the numbers. I already got the best of his numbers.
Weren't impressed by those numbers.
I was. I rode him. He rode me to the window for sure. But a common theme that he did have, as we talked about earlier, he was going against that terrible St. Louis rush defense.
Mm-hmm.
It was not just the DC defenders that's run against them, as J Mark would like you to believe. The week before Seattle, I mean, a lot of teams have been running on St. Louis this week. In Vegas, yes, Perez has been lighting up, and they don't run the ball much. But I like the running backs of Rod Smith or Lovett. I went with Smith at 6,600. He's a little more than Lovett, just because that is like you said, that's the blueprint to get these Battlehawks.
Oh, I rostered him too. How could you not fade this Battlehawks defense? That is just. This is. I mean, come on. That was pathetic.
That was pathetic.
That looked like Emmitt Smith in '92 with
Whatever
Larry Allen and Nate Newton. Yeah,
telling them they're going to do it almost. Yeah, Packers style.
And if Vegas, this is how we're going to find out if Rod Woodson can actually coach. If they don't commit to running the ball in this game, fire him. All right, get him out of there. Get him out of there.
Put in Carnell Lake. Give me another Steeler D back.
He's in the USFL.
Is he?
I like. I got there. You got to go. I don't know who else is Deion Figures.
Figures. Yes.
J Mark, what are you doing? What are you doing at the running back? Your top dog. So I've named both my running backs now because I did go Rod Smith and Abram Smith, the Smith brothers.
I love it.
What are you doing? What are you doing here?
Yeah, making me a little nervous. You said I had to fade Seattle or St. Louis, and I have to have Abram Smith. I have neither of them. Making me a little nervous here, but Garth Brooks told me a long time ago, sometimes you got to go against the grain. So I'm going to fade that Vegas defense. It's allowing 142.8 yards rushing per game and take Brian Hill. I already alluded to the fact that I think it's going to be a Brian Hill game. He's 8,900. And yeah, I think he's gonna run all over him. I think he goes over 100 yards and gets a touchdown. So give me Brian Hill.
That's a good play.
Brian Hill. Okay.
I'm fine with that one.
Okay. All right.
You can tell Colby's not. He's disappointed.
No, I thought about doing Brian Hill too. I had him on my team the past couple of weeks. He's been a solid player. I've been a fan of him since he was at Wyoming. Top priced. So I already named 2 of my running backs. So name your second running back.
I didn't go second running back. Like I said, I usually go, and I usually go either the one running back and all wideouts, and it's usually Abram Smith, and then all wideouts. But I'm getting a little value there, so I'll go my top wideout, and I'll piggyback J Marks with the Vegas defense fade, and I'm going to go Hakeem Butler for Battlehawks at 9,800. He's a target monster for McCarron. He's a clear cut number 1.
Yeah, he's a beast.
I mean, he's an absolute beast, and he should be able to do whatever he wants in Vegas. I'm on and off the field. I don't know if he's going to run that town this weekend. Finally, get out of that hub, and he will put him up at the Palazzo. The high class whores will talk to him for sure.
Who you going with as your either your second running back or your flex?
Yeah, no second running back, but real quick, I don't like the idea of spring football teams being kind of farm leagues, but Hakeem Butler gets another shot in the NFL after this, right?
I mean, for sure.
He has looked very good. He's got that big frame. I think he absolutely does. You want my flex or my top wide receiver? Which are we going for here?
Wait, did you do top wide out?
I went top wide out there.
Top wide out then. Let's go.
Okay. Stacking with Danuch. Give me Ja'Cory Pearson. He's super expensive. It kind of messed the rest of my lineup up a little bit, but you got to go with him.
Wouldn't be a roster without the auto play. You have to have this as an auto play. He gets 7,000 targets a game.
He's amazing.
And but they can keep raising the price. I don't care. All right. I don't care. You got to have him on your team. All right. So I got him there as well. Which then, do you have Ja'Cory Pearson on your team?
I don't have Ja'Cory Pearson. I didn't stack up the, I think the Nucci is going to spread around so much love of the Nucci. Everybody eats with the Nucci that I kind of try to find value underneath him because he is expensive. I do have a lineup of Pearsons in there, obviously, because you have to. But having Danuch and Pearson does kind of handcuffs you a bit.
Well, I mean, I can tell you this but I'm getting ahead of. Give me your second wide receiver then. Give me your second receiver.
My second receiver, we're in the flex. My second highest paid receiver is I'm going down to the Stormity offense. I'm going Rambo at $8,000. I think he's. I like they seem to have Charles Rambo. They seem to have a connection too last week there in Vegas. And I'm interested to see what this offense is with Dormady coming there. And it's a new chapter.
It is.
And finally, maybe they can sprinkle life. He's obviously got NFL talent, and he looked good.
No, definitely. I think you have to.
And they'll be throwing all day.
Yeah. J-Mark, what do you make of that play? And what are you doing with your second wideout?
Yeah, no, I like it. I thought Rambo was going to be a big factor from week 1.
Yeah.
He hasn't been with Lynch now, but I think Dormady did show a connection with him, and he knows how to utilize him. Yeah. I'm confused on the order here. Maybe it's the whiskey, so I'm just going to go with the next guy I have on my list here.
There you go.
Sure.
Yeah, Kitch said it. Got to talk about Damian Willis. Absolutely, I agree. Triple stack, so another Seattle player, but he looked good last week, and he's kind of stepping in for Blake Jackson, who had nothing basically. So Damian Willis only 3,700.
Yeah. Oh, I like that play actually. I was going to go Lance Lenore at 3,700, but I think you just
17 points last week. 3,700.
That's pretty amazing.
I am loading that up right now instead of my guy Lenore. Although I want part of this Dormady Beach passing game. So
Lance Lenore is a good one. I'm not to preview mine, but I have a little Lance Lenore. I have some Lance Lenore shares.
Yeah.
He had 8 targets last week, Lance Lenore. I mean, I'm telling you, this whole new Normandy offense They're rated. Him and Perez are going to take this league by storm now, statistic wise. They're not going to get any wins, but they're going to, just throw the ball around, and you're going to get some good.
Not going to get any wins.
No, they're not going to win a damn thing, but they're going to put some great DFS stats up there for you.
All right. So look, I've still given away too many then. So it's on back to you, CJ.
All right. And I kind of just gave away Lance Lenore and I can Rambo. Another option, by the way, instead of Rambo for $1,000 cheaper, which I don't understand for Flex's Cody Latimer for only $7K.
I actually thought about rostering him. Should I roster?
Speaking of 8 targets and 115, he's just a beast out there.
Should I go Latimer, or do you think there's value in like Martavis Bryant? Which one do you think?
Cody Latimer for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Martavis Bryant, who knows if he's going to check in or not?
Yeah, got to go Latimer. Yeah. Actually, that's my play. I had him on my team. I was entertaining the thought of switching.
Yeah.
Not gonna do it. You don't change horses midstream.
Yep. Dance with the date you brought.
Love it. J Mark.
Yeah.
Give me your next guy.
You can go ahead and play the music again. Cody Latimer.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like my late grandpa, who actually stormed the beaches of Normandy on D-Day, probably doesn't like us saying storm in Normandy, but you got to grab some of this offense because I do think they are going to be able to move the ball some. So yeah, absolutely.
Shout out to Grandpa Jay.
Your great grandfather and all those people that stormed Normandy are the reason why we can have the freedom to say shout out to Quentin
Normandy
Beach, baby. Let's go.
There you go.
All right, so I'm on defense. Do you guys have any more offensive players left? Because it's gotten a little wacky.
I forgot about. Yeah, I have one more.
All right, fire.
I went with Travell Harris for Houston, who is replacing Kirkland as a number 2. He was already fitting into that number 2 slot anyway. Kirkland was number 1, so now he's at 6,300, pretty moderately priced. They're gonna have to throw against DC, of course, and he had 5 for 51, but like he looked good. He looked like he fit right into that offense.
Yeah.
So I want some of that Monday night action since I don't have Abram Smith.
I see the chat is asking for a Frozen 4 college hockey playoff.
Frozen 4, why not?
Give me the Black Bears.
I'll take I'll take BU. I don't know if they're in it, but I'm sure they are.
Gonna have to figure that one out. I'll talk to my guys. J Mark, final guy before the defense. What are you doing here?
Yeah, CJ, I like that pick. I have a lineup that's exactly this lineup, but instead of Cody Latimer, I have Harris in there because I wanted a piece of that. Last person I have, we already mentioned him, 3,700, Lance Lenore.
Yes,
just grab it. It makes me nervous having 2 Orlando guys on this lineup, but they looked competent. So I think with Normandy there, I think they're going to be able to move the ball.
No, those receivers are part of our greatest generation. Would your grandfather be offended by that? If we said,
and those, you don't think the Germans were a little nervous when they saw us storm, storm Normandy?
Yeah, and Lance Lenore sounds French, so
yes,
that's true. Maybe we should fade him. I'm joking. Defensively. Curious what you guys are doing here. CJ, I'm going to let you lead off.
I think there's only 2 options. If you want to go expensive or you want to go cheap. I wanted no parts of the San Antonio Arlington game.
I jumped all over that
offense unless it's defense. You know, I think it's either one of those defenses. Arlington's the top 4,800. I went with San Antonio 3,800.
Me too, buddy.
I went with them last week because I went with Arlington last week.
Yeah,
to fade Jack Cohn, as we put on the whiteboard. Jack Cohn, terrible. We all know that analysis. And this for $1,000 cheaper, I think it's the same thing. It's a rock fight. It's going to be terrible. There's going to be turnovers by both teams. They're both awful. So give me the Brahmas 3,800.
Well, and it's
revenge game. As well.
I'm all over the Brahmas too, 3,800, and the fact that look, I don't care what wide receivers you add. You can put Jerry Rice in his prime on your team. You're not going to be able to get him the ball because you can't block.
Right.
All right. And when I look at Sloter Sundays, they're no longer a thing. They're. I mean, look, he still hasn't. Has he thrown a touchdown in this league yet?
I don't think he has he?
I don't think so either. And he throws a lot of picks to the other side. He only won last week, but 3 the week before. Loaded up. San Antonio's defense. That's going to be why they hit the over. They're going to pick 6. You can't play this many. He threw 26 passes with only 1 interception. That's impossible to do this upcoming Sunday in Arlington. I'm all over the Brahmas defense. J Mark, what are you doing defensively?
Yeah, I only had $3,900, and am I gonna take Vegas or Orlando? Fuck no.
No,
So
absolutely
give me the
not.
Brahmas.
Right. I think it's a no-brainer.
There we go. All right. Well, look, folks, that's
Can we
our
run
show.
that got messy? Can we run it back real quick? Our each lineup.
Sure.
One
Let's
by
go.
one.
Fire away. You start.
I got Danucci, Brian Hill, Ja'Cour Pearson, Lance Lenore, Damian Willis, Cody Latimer, and the Brahmas.
I got Quentin Dormandy Beach, baby.
Normandy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got Rod Smith. You know, isn't Rod Smith the name of He Hate Me?
It is an name.
So you're telling me
Rod Smiths, yeah.
You're telling me that we have another Rod Smith in this league? I'm all over. So yeah, Rod Smith, Corey Latimer, Ja'Cour Pearson, Abram Smith. I'm going with Willis from Seattle and the Brahmas defense.
Beautiful.
Fire away, CJ.
Danucci, Rod Smith, Travell Harris, Hakeem Butler, Charleston Rambo, Lance Lenore, and the San Antonio Brahmas.
There we go, folks.
I do believe it was Rod Smart, not
Rod
to correct you.
Well, you're
Smart.
right. You're right. You're right.
And
Rod Smith was a wide receiver for the Broncos.
Yes.
I think he also played for there was a different Rod Smith that
Well,
played for the Bills.
There was a Robert Smith, who is, of course, the Vikings running back, who sued Ohio State for not letting him go to class. And said,
he's a doctor now. Huh? Unbelievable.
Rod Smart. Good call.
Folks, subscribe to the XFL Gambling Podcast. All right. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe where you listen to podcasts at. We need you. Helps us get us paid. Also, check out these fly shirts stored on sportsgamblingpodcast.com. This isn't the only colors we got. This is my Sea Dragon colors because I got the future on them. And by the way, how do we feel about our futures right now?
Loving my futures. I have Sea Dragons and Defender futures. It's the only two you want.
I bought 3.
Yeah.
Arlington is one of them. They're going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, Arlington's
I'm
alive.
going to have 3 playoff teams.
Arlington's
but I
alive.
got Seattle and DC, and that's the ones I feel good about. J Mark, I know you're sitting there with your boy Tony Meatball. How do you feel about your future? Is
he froze?
Yeah, I think
I'll tell you how he feels.
I think he had a hard time there.
Jay,
yeah, it's a good time. Good time to go silent. All right, good time to go silent here.
Tony, terrible meatball. That's how he feels. Tony, terrible meatball. J Marks in his futures.
He's gonna have his internet guy come out and offer him make him a cocktail while he's fixing his fucking internet power.
Knocking old fashions back at 10 a.m. getting haircuts, living the life out there.
What's going on in Iowa?
Good God.
Folks, subscribe to the XFL Gambling Podcast. Check out also the Bottom Line Bombs podcast. Yes. We just put that, he just did an episode.
Just went live on the air.
Go check out that. Subscribe. Check out CJ Sullivan, all of his work. Give him a follow on Twitter at CJ Sullivan _. Also, give us a follow on Twitter, XFL Gambling Pod. Yes. All right, give us a follow. We got to step our follow game up. We got to follow here. Mm-hmm. Follow the leader, and that's us, baby. As we win you cash. Give me a follow at the Colby D. Also, check out the college football experience, the college basketball experience, the USFL Gambling Podcast, college baseball experience, sports gambling podcast. All right, let's go. All right.
Run the gauntlet.
Run the gauntlet until the recap show, which will be, it's not going to be on Sunday night because we got Monday Night Football. I can't wait for that matchup. So until next Tuesday, this is the XFL Gambling Podcast. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
The XFL. Yes, it is. Do I not?